Jump to one of our first questions. We'll start this with Brett. Brett, what do you see as the greatest challenge or opportunity facing our county, and what would you do as a board member to meet that challenge or opportunity?
Probably what I find the most looming is the state, in the fact that there are so many questions at the moment as to how they're going to pay some of their bills and how they're going to catch up on some of their different things, and because of that, what are they going to do to us? No offense, Keith, but you sit there, and last year they took $500,000 from us on some taxes that we had planned. If we don't have the kind of reserves that we do in mind or in place now, then what's going to happen if we're running on a shoestring budget, or if we're a lot tighter, or things like that? So probably the biggest thing is maintaining the budget that we have had in the past. I believe that we have had, the board didn't start when I got on there. It didn't start when Tim Newhouser got on there. It didn't start when Dave Zimmerman. It has run very efficiently for a tremendous amount of time. And I think it's important that we maintain that fiscal responsibility, that we do those different things to help keep it in order. I was really blessed. I got to sit next to Jim Carius and by Link, who were two big advocates for watching what they spend. He was fantastic on always making sure that where that money's going and the different things. I've got a lot of experience that I've learned over the last 5 years from these people as to who, why, and where these dollars are going. And I think it's good to maintain that and keep it going again, because I believe that the state is one of our biggest threats at the moment, just because we receive funding from them, or what some of their things are, is where that money's going to go.
Thanks, Brett. Dean?
Well, I'd echo Brett in that the state mandates things and doesn't give us a way to finance them. So the state is a big problem. We continue to work with people like Keith to try to change that, but it's a difficult situation. I'd say another thing is the Pekin landfill. Pekin landfill was closed improperly 20 plus years ago, and it's a looming problem. The state has not financed the cleanup. It's never been closed properly. It needs to be closed properly, and it's a lot of money. We've got estimates from $2 million to $6 million. So at some time that's going to be, we can't let it go. I mean, we've done some things to close it, but it's a continual problem until it's done properly. And so that's a big expenditure that is out there. Other than that, I think we just have to continue to be frugal. You have to, when you cut expenses, it goes to the bottom line. Raising revenue isn't the answer. It's a help, but when you cut an expense, it goes immediately to the bottom line. So that's where I'd put my emphasis.
Great, thanks. And Shelly?
Well, I agree that we have some issues with the state, but I think in business, as we are in business, you always have bumps in the road, and we just have to see that as a bump in the road, and we can't focus on it. But my vision includes developing job opportunities and growth within economic development. Our county is in good fiscal shape, and that is due to these men and our board, and that's great. But if we don't start promoting growth within our county and within our communities, and bring in businesses and help our small businesses grow, we're going to be in poor shape, and we don't want to cut services or jobs. But we really need to focus on the businesses. When you have a business, they take less away from the schools and provide more to the community. So that's just how I feel. I really want to push economic development and growth in the community and in Tazewell County.
Thanks, Shelly. And Nick.
Don't think there's a whole lot left, but I concur with Mr. Grimm on the landfill. The landfill is in District 2, so it is in our district. All the fail-safes failed to get that properly closed, including money that was set aside by the state that was swept by the prior governor. And I know, Keith, you had nothing to do with that, but it just shows how the prior governor has really decimated this state. I agree with Mrs. Hranka as well on economic development. We are going to have to spend more money to keep our infrastructure sound. It's more expensive to fix roads, bridges, and we have to keep those structures working for our community so our county survives. The more people that live in our community spread that cost out. So the more people there are in a community or in a county, the less cost individually we'll have to pay for those. So I think it's important that we develop jobs for our area through economic development. We do a pretty good job of it in the more major cities, but we don't really have anything in place for rural Tazewell County or for the small communities in our county. So we need to step up and make some economic development choices to improve the business climate of our county. Budgeting is always an issue. I operated the budget for 23 years as police chief. I spent the money when I had to, but I spent it like it was my own money. I didn't think I won the lottery. I spent the money like it was my money. So we have to spend money. It's part of the county business, but we need to be frugal when we do it.